Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. What a great crowd we have here in Van Shell Park tonight. I think this is definitely the largest crowd we have had so far this summer. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Excellent turnout. We appreciate it so much. Everybody looks like they are ready and raring to go. Are you ready to get really patriotic tonight? Are you ready to get really patriotic here tonight? Well, we've got a good old-fashioned red, white, and blue good time for you as we help you get an early start on your 4th of July holiday. Yeah, I know we're really early, but sometimes the way the calendar falls, that's the way it has to be. But I don't think we hear any objections to that. I'm John BURNETT-LARKINS, and very pleased to be with you here this evening. And we are, again, very honored to share this special annual performance with the members of the Ames Choral Society under the direction of Steve Hoyfeld. Let's hear it for them. They provided our pre-concert entertainment. They will be joining us for more as they accompany the band coming up later this hour. Speaking of the band, let's meet the people who are the heart and soul of our music here. Every week, they are wearing their traditional red and black, but make no mistake, in their hearts, they are all red, white, and blue, especially tonight. The members of your Ames Municipal Band. We have a substitute director ready to step in this evening, but he's no stranger to conducting. Matter of fact, has been playing here in the Municipal Band this summer. He's the Associate Director of Bands, Director of the Cyclone Marching Band, and instructs tuba and euphonium at Iowa State University. Please welcome to the podium, Christian CARICHNER. Now, in addition to the Ames Choral Society, you also have guest vocal soloist Miles Morgan joining us here tonight, and we will see him just a bit later on in the concert. Right now, we ask you to please rise, face the flag, remove your hats. Veterans and current service members, you may perform a service salute at your discretion. Join the Ames Choral Society and your Ames Municipal Band in this extra special salute to America with our national anthem. That was the march that bears the motto of the U.S. Marine Corps, meaning always faithful, Semper Fidelis. With John Philip Sousa getting us underway tonight, often shortened, of course, to Semper Fi. The Marine Corps made it their official motto in 1883. Sousa became musical conductor of the U.S. Marine Corps Band in 1880 and wrote that march in 1888. Well, speaking of the 1800s, Franz von Suppé's operetta Light Cavalry premiered in Vienna in 1866. Tells the story of a troop of cavalry who attempt to unite a young couple through many twists and turns. And although the full operetta has languished in obscurity in more recent years, the overture from that operetta has enjoyed a life of its own and has become a favorite of many ensembles and audiences worldwide, and is heralded as one of von Suppé's best-known works, and has also been used in many other ways, including such things as animated cartoons. This is von Suppé's Light Cavalry Overture. As always, we have to salute our wonderful media partners here with the Ames Municipal Band, News Talk 1430, KASI, recording and broadcasting live many of these concerts every summer here in Band Shell Park. Mike Galimo on most Thursday mornings talks with Mel in the morning about the concert coming up that night. And you can listen Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock also. Ames Channel 12, of course, with the Ames Municipal Band concerts online with the City of Ames YouTube channel, which allows you to watch any Ames Municipal Band concert anytime you want, even concerts from years past. That's the beauty of it there. You can also watch concerts on your TV, of course, Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at noon this year. Don't forget the band has a Facebook page. Lots of photos and concert information can be found there. Just do a search for Ames Municipal Band on Facebook if you're not on there already. Make sure you like that page. And we want to recognize the Ames Interfaith Refugee Alliance. We have folks from that organization here this evening, and we are very glad they are here. We got a couple of guys cooling their heels up here right now. They're going to have to stand up in a minute because They're part of this next number on this night dedicated to the USA. We're going to salute a style of music that is very uniquely American. Around the turn of the century in New Orleans, the Dixieland sound came into being. It can be traced to a group called the original Dixieland Jazz Band. That's jazz with 2 S's. So Dixieland actually referred to the band originally and not the type of music. In this great montage, we bring you 3 Dixieland favorites: Copenhagen, Basin Street Blues, and, of course, When the Saints Go Marching In, with solos from Rick Kaufman on trumpet, Pamela Webster on clarinet, Paul Lundy on the tenor sax, Janet Lott on the trombone, Jim Gilbert on tuba, and Michael Ehrman on the drums. We're going to get the drums into the action, too. This is called Dixieland Jamboree. How about it for those soloists? Y'all like that? Little Dixieland, just perfect for the July 4th holiday. Again, we very much appreciate all of you turning out here tonight. What a beautiful evening it has turned out to be. Once again, Mother Nature tried to mess with us earlier today, tried to send some rain this way, but the bulk of that missed us. I was checking the radar a little while ago, that storm that passed south of Des Moines about the noon hour. It's clear down in the far southern tip of Illinois right now. It's still holding together. It's still moving along, and things making some travel. It will never be known what exactly the inspiration was for the American classic Shenandoah, or O Shenandoah, as some people call it. It is thought to have originated with fur traders traveling the rivers of America, including the Missouri River, as far west as anyone dared to venture in those days. Many of these fur traders met Native Americans, and one popular theory of the song's origin tells of a trader who fell in love with the daughter of Chief Shenandoah. By the mid-1800s, the tune had become a very popular sea shanty, and it has been through many changes over the years, and in fact, has now one set of lyrics. There are several versions that can be found. No matter what the history, it's a classic American song. Here is Shenandoah. composer, lyricist, actor, singer, dancer. You name it, if it had to do with entertainment, George M. Cohan had a hand in it. Known as the man who owned Broadway in the decade prior to World War I, he appeared in more than 36 Broadway shows. In his lifetime, he published more than 300 songs, including some of the great American standards. Over There, Give My Regards to Broadway, The Yankee Doodle Boy, and Your Grand Old Flag. And we'll be hearing some of those greats in this very special upcoming medley. To help bring these American standards to you tonight with the George M. Cohan Patriotic Fantasy, please welcome to the stage tonight's guest vocal soloist, Miles Morgan. Miles graduated from Iowa State University in 2003 with a BA in vocal music. He performs vocal music and, other forms of music on the side, too. You might see him around town, Ames Farmers Market and other events. And he works at First National Bank here in Ames for his full-time job. He's married with 3 children, ages 8, 5, and 2. What do you want to bet? That's a very busy household. We are very happy to have him here this evening. After the Cohan number, Miles will stay on stage to share a song that we can all certainly relate to on Thursday night here in Van Shell Park, I Love a SOUSA March. But right now, this is the George M. Cohan Patriotic Fantasy.
I'm the kid that's all the candy, I'm the Yankee Doodle dandy, I'm glad I am. So's Uncle Sam, I'm a real-life Yankee Doodle, made my name in fame and boodle, just like Mr. Doodle did a-riding on his pony. I love to listen to the Dixie strain, I long to see the girl I left behind me. That ain't no Josh, she's a Yankee, by gosh. Oh, say, can you see any yank about a Yankee that's a phony? I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die, a real-life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I'm on a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride his ponies. I am that Yankee Doodle boy. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, and there's never a boast or brag. But should old acquaintance be forgot, forgot. Keep your eye on the grand old flag. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, and there's never a pulse so break. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand high-flying flag. Keep your eye on the grand old flag. SOUSA march. It's not a parade unless they have played a SOUSA march. I love a SOUSA march. Just raise your baton and troubles are gone, for SOUSA music marches on. Yes, I love a SOUSA march. All of the people stand and always raise a hand to any band that plays a SOUSA march, to show you how his fame has grown. Who doesn't love a sousaphone? Who doesn't love the kind of sound? The papa goes round and round, and when the trumpets start to blow, the stars and stripes forever glow. A tribute to El Capitan, for SOUSA was that very man. Yes, I love a SOUSA march. He made the Marines know just what it means to really march. I love a SOUSA march. The beat of the drum, the rum-a-dum-dum. Hail SOUSA, here they come, for I love a SOUSA march. The majesty of the song that I love, the brassy sarge. All of the people stand and always give a hand to any band that plays a SOUSA march. It's good advice to choose a SOUSA march, and twice as nice to use a SOUSA march. Let's march!
Miles Morgan, our guest vocal soloist this evening. Perfect selections for Miles, don't you think? Just belting those out here in the park tonight. Yeah, knocking them out of the park. Be sure to watch for the Ames Municipal Band in the Ames 4th of July Parade coming up. Annual tradition there, an annual tradition to have the Ames Municipal Band involved. They'll once again be heading down the streets, playing some great music for you on the move, and the band would like to extend a big thank you to Elmquist Towing of Ames for supplying the vehicle and the trailer that the band will be using. And the band will also be taking part once again in another fine tradition, the Iowa Municipal Band Festival in Boone on July 8th. Ames Municipal Band will be performing in the afternoon, but the whole day filled with fantastic bands from all around the state. That's in Herman Park in the Pavilion, the south side of Boone, July 8th. Fantastic annual festival there. Well, our 35th president held the office for just a short time, but left a lasting legacy in the hearts of the American people like few other chief executives have. Whether called Jack, JFK, or just Kennedy, there's no mistaking John F. Kennedy's place in the history of the United States and of the world. We now salute John F. Kennedy with Ask Not, a musical tribute to the life of JFK. To narrate this special selection, we ask you to please welcome to the stage a man that many of you know very well from his work with KHOI Radio and many events here in Van Schell Park. He was also one time the voice of the World Food Prize and has narrated some films for Iowa Public Television, and a veteran of the U.S. Army. Please welcome to the stage, Paul Wierson.
Etched on a granite wall below his grave at Arlington National Cemetery, one can read the following words. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America can do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts on May 29, 1917. Jack, as he was often called, was the second child of Joseph and Rose Kennedy, and together his parents raised 9 children. He attended Harvard University, where he graduated with honors. In World War II, he served in the Navy and commanded PT 109. When the ship sank, he risked his life to save his crew. Serving his country helped to shape his thoughts on the future of America's right to defend its freedom. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Let the world go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. JFK was the youngest man elected to the office of the presidency. He was the first Boy Scout to become president. John Kennedy was the first Roman Catholic president. He was the first president that served in the Navy and the first to have earned a Purple Heart. The main challenges of his term in office were conflicts with Cuba, Russia, Vietnam, the Mafia, and concerns regarding civil rights. Hear the words now of newly elected President Kennedy as he prepared to face the uncertainty of what would surely become his lasting legacy. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. President Kennedy was an ardent supporter of the civil rights movement. He, along with noted activist Martin Luther King, worked long and hard to help bring about positive change. On June 11, 1963, he addressed the nation and proclaimed the following thoughts. This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. I am therefore asking Congress to enact legislation giving all Americans the right to be served in facilities which are open to the public, hotels, restaurants, theaters, retail stores, and similar establishments. This seems to me to be an elementary right. Its denial in an arbitrary indignity to no American in 1963 should have to endure. In the fall of 1963, President Kennedy turned his attention to his re-election campaign and decided that a trip to visit the South was long overdue. With First Lady Jacqueline by his side, he embarked on a 2-day trip that would take him to 5 major cities in the heartland of Texas. On the morning of November 22, 1963, a motorcade of political dignitaries traveled along a 10-mile route that would go through downtown Dallas. Since the earlier rain had stopped, the plastic bubble on top of the presidential limousine was removed. Overflow crowds of excited people lined the streets and waved frantically to the Kennedys. At approximately 12:30 p.m., the car turned off Main Street. As it was passing the Texas School Book Depository, gunfire suddenly rang out in the plaza. Now let us reflect on the events of that day and remember that life as we knew it was about to be changed. Two of the 3 shots fired struck the president, causing him to slump over toward Mrs. Kennedy. The limousine sped off to Parkland Hospital, located just a few minutes away. However, doctors could do little to save him. A Catholic priest was summoned to administer the last rites, and at 1 p.m., John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, was pronounced dead. For 4 days, the world stood still while people from all walks of life mourned the loss of their beloved JFK. On November 25th, he was laid to rest. As people struggled to make sense of a senseless act and to articulate their feelings about his life and legacy, many recalled these words from his inaugural address: "With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking for His blessing, His help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own."
Paul Weirson, everyone. Well, next week here in Bandshell Park, the Ed Kaiser and Family and Friends Jazz Group will be providing the pre-show entertainment. Always some great stuff from them. Mindy Pomvisai will be the guest vocal soloist next Thursday night, and we'll also have a piccolo solo from Heather Imhoff. Some great reasons to make sure you join us here in Bandshell Park next Thursday evening. As the members of the Ames Choral Society assemble in front of the stage once again, it is time right now to get ready to roll out one of the favorite parts of our annual 4th of July concert, the Armed Forces Medley, an arrangement by Bob Loudon. It's our annual salute to the U.S. military and our personal thank you to all those in attendance here tonight who have performed service to our country in any of the branches of the U.S. military. How many veterans do we have here tonight? Please stand for us, veterans and current service members in the house this evening. Many of you, excellent. Now, that's just the warm-up, because those of you who have been here before, you know how this works. If not, listen carefully. The Ames Choral Society will be with us, as I mentioned, bringing you the themes now from the U.S. Army, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, and the Navy. And if you are a veteran or a current service member, when the theme from your branch plays, please once again stand, and audience, please make sure once again you show your appreciation for these great Americans. And along with the Ames Choral Society singing, it's now time to put your hands together, show your pride and your gratitude. This is the Armed Forces Medley. The Army. The Marines. the Air Force. The Navy. And to all our veterans and current service members, thank you for your service. Our hymn this evening, one that definitely stirs our patriotism, with words by Catherine Lee Bates, published in 1892, music composed by church organist Samuel A. Ward, added in 1910, along with the name that we know it by today. Bates was inspired to begin writing the lyrics as a poem after she visited the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado, and likewise, nearly 18 years later, Samuel Ward was inspired to set those lines to music. Today, he continues to inspire all of us as one of our most patriotic songs. Again, with the Ames Choral Society, this is America the Beautiful. Nothing says John Philip Sousa, and nothing says America more than our traditional finale for this concert each year. Sousa composed the work on Christmas Day, 1896, on a ship crossing the Atlantic as he made his way back to America from Europe after learning of the death of the manager of his band. He composed the march in his head and put the notes to paper after arriving back in the U.S. It was first performed just outside Philadelphia in May of 1897 and became Sousa's magnus opus. With its trademark piccolo solo and its notable low brass passages, this is a crowd pleaser like no other. We're always happy to bring it to you as the nightcap for this concert each year. Another great tradition continuing, we will have the piccolo solo from the bands Heather Imhoff and the Ames Choral Society joining us, of course. And we invite you to stand and clap along with us the second time through the trio. We'll give you a cue. With the voices of the Ames Choral Society now ready to go with us in our grand finale tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is John Philip Sousa's The Stars and Stripes Forever. The piccolo solo from Heather Imhoff, under the direction of Christian CARICHNER, and with the members of the Ames Choral Society under the direction of Steve Hoyfeld. Ladies and gentlemen, your Ames Municipal Band. That'll do it for tonight. Thank you once again, everyone, for being here. We look forward to seeing you back here next Thursday night. And on behalf of all the members of the Ames Municipal Band, I'm John Burnett-Larkins. Happy July 4th, everyone.